Okay, good day everyone. So we'll be discussing our part 2 of our emission reduction innovations, topic 11, part 2. So let's start. So we will go now to nitrogen oxides or NOx. So one nitrogen and two oxygen, so NOx or more. Okay, MARPOL Annex 6 Regulation 13 for nitrogen oxides or NOx. So applies to marine diesel engines with a power output of more than 130 kilowatts, not applicable to engines intended for emergencies. So emergency generators are not part of this one. So for Tier 1 vessels built between 2000 to 2011, Tier 2 vessels built on or after 2011, and Tier 3 vessels operating in NECA from date of adoption. So the NOx limit is here around 17, 14 point something, and 3 point something going down depending on the rated speed, engine speed or RPM. Okay. So the emission control areas for MARPOL Annex 6 air pollution emission control areas, ECA areas, is the Baltic Sea, the North Sea, and North America, United States, and Caribbean Sea. So creation of NOx. So 80% volume per volume of the air consists of nitrogen gas. So nitrogen concentration in HFO max 1% mass per mass. Nitrogen oxides when temperature is over 1600 degrees Kelvin or 1873 degrees Celsius. So nitrogen gas plus oxygen gas equals 2NO. Part of nitrogen oxide is NO is transformed during the expansion phase in NO2 and N2O. So the level of NOx emission is mainly governed by the design operation influencing the combustion temperature. So problems caused by NOx. It causes smog or smoke with fog. NOx contributes to the formation of acid rain as it reacts with H2O and becomes nitrate. Nitrate is an important nutrient promoting the growth of organisms such as algae. So it creates toxicity and the lack of oxygen in the water needed for fish and shellfish to survive. So what will happen? The fish will die. Okay, development marine diesel engine. So marine diesel engines have high power output per cylinder, compatible for low grade fuels, has a reduction of specific fuel or consumption, optimizing of concepts and materials to reduce maintenance and number of components, so increase of overall efficiency of installation. So increase in maximum pressure is equal to reduction of SFOC, so or specific fuel oil consumption. So increase of Pmax causes increase in index uh, indicated pressure or maximum pressure. Increase of maximum pressure causes increase in indicated pressure. So the thermal efficiency is equals to indicated power divided by MB times HO. So we will be discussing this on the next semester. Will increase when the mechanical efficient will increase. So when the mechanical efficiency stays the same or even increases, the total efficiency will also increase. So this will give a reduction of the SFOC following to this one. So this is the bar pressure. And this is here. So what they do along the year, the piston ring technology was developed. Then a pressure lubricated piston skirt was developed. And then another piston ring technology was developed. And then an anti-polishing ring was developed. So you increase, depending on how they develop it, they increase the Pmax or maximum pressure, thereby reduction of SFOC also. So this is an anti-polish ring. So this is installed here. So this one is the anti-polish ring. Okay. So if you put an anti-polish ring, you also increase the Pmax. To effect increase of Pmax on NOx emission. So to increase the Pmax, ignition before top dead center and most of the combustion just after top dead center. During ignition and early combustion, temperature and pressure are high and the concentration of oxygen gas is present. Result, high NOx formation. So if you will increase the Pmax during the ignition before top dead center and most of the combustion just after top dead center. So we have here the compression. After the compression, the start of combustion, and then pressure will rise. This is the Pmax, pressure, maximum pressure, and happening here. And then goes down on the expansion stroke or the exhaust stroke after burning. So if the Pmax is high, high NOx formation will also occur. So effect increase the Pmax on NOx emission. So by reducing the NOx emission, we have to maximum firing pressure is here. So this level of engine maximum firing pressure, pressure rise induced from combustion, pressure rise induced from compression. So this is the low NOx. The retarding of injection 5 to 10 degrees will cause ignition after top dead center. So as a result of expansion, temperature and pressure are lower, which gives strong reduction of NOx formation. Increase in SFOC and thermal load on the engine component due to more after burning. So there is a disadvantage also. So you reduce the NOx emission, but you increase the fuel consumption, so SFOC, and the thermal load of the engine. So like this one, this is the normal. If we will not be focusing on low NOx emission, so this is the conventional combustion. So before top dead center, it will start combustion and then goes down. But with the low NOx combustion, so you lower down the Pmax. So it is almost the same with the pressure or compression pressure on this diagram. On this diagram, they try it to be the same, and then what happened is they have a low NOx combustion, but at the same rate, the fuel is consumption is very high, and thermal load is very high for the engine. So which one would you prefer, right? So it should be both. So what they do, instead of using this one, they did another one. They modify the high pressure fuel system. Okay, so how they do it, they use very high injection pressures for 2000 to 3000 bar, independent control of start and stop of injection to control ignition and combustion during complete power range, and independent of fuel oil quality. Other types of fuel injection nozzle. So what they do is they do this. So this is a slide type fuel injector. So fuel goes at the center. One here. This one here. Then goes up. Fuel and go here. And then spray at the bottom. This is a dual fuel. What? So fuel is injected in here, and then this is the fuel pump. So this is a fuel pump, and this one is this one is used to for the very high injection pressure of 2000 to 3000 bar. So this is the fuel plunger, pump plunger, barrel, fuel in, fuel out, going to the injector. This one is the pump going to the injector. So modify high pressure fuel system. So this one is the NOx in here, NOx level. We have here the time. So we have the economy mode. On the economy mode, we have a max pressure, Pmax, in here. And then our NOx is around here, 1,150 or something, very high. If you are in the, we have both the economy mode and the emission mode, right? So if you want to change over from the economy mode to emission mode, especially if you are entering to a SECA areas or ECA areas, so you must have you will have this one. So you have a lower NOx emission, but you have a lower maximum pressure also, and then mas higher yung SFOC mo. The electronic controlled fuel system has possibility to have double injection, resulting in lower max combustion temperature, less NOx formation. As you can see here, here is our fuel injection, the small blue one. In this part, if they have injected a small part in here, and then stop a little, and then inject more about here. This is the pump. This is cylinder pressure. This is the pump pressure. So the economy mode, you inject fuel before the start of, before top dead center. But in the, you start injection. It's around the top dead center. But in the emission mode, you inject the start and then more on the later part of the after top dead center. Okay, the first injection just before top dead center, second injection stopped at plus minus 21 degrees after top dead center, so around 21 degrees after top dead center. Okay, so there is a double injection. So they use this to lower down the NOx formation and then still have a proper output for the engine. But of course, there is a sacrifice in this one. So intake air, intake valve is closed faster, early closing of the intake valve. Intake air plus expanded air. Intake air is expanded, temperature decreases in the cylinder. Going up, reduced compression temperature. Reduced compression temperature, reduced air temperature before combustion, and decreasing NOx. So in the Miller cycle, closing intake valve before bottom dead center. Expansion lowers temperature. So if you have an earlier closing of the intake valve and then the piston is still going down, for example, if here the intake valve closes but still the piston goes down, so your air will expand. If you expand the air, or the temperature goes down, lower temperature. Right? So the lower the temperature during expansion, during compression, you have also a lower temperature on the compressed air. Expansion lowers temperature. Then the purpose of this one is to reduce NOx by 30%. Requires increased charge air pressure. So the lower the temperature of your air before combustion, the higher the reduction of NOx. But to compensate with this one, you should increase your charge air pressure during the intake stroke. So this is the exhaust valve, inlet valve for the Miller. So for the Miller, you have here the intake. NOx emission. So reduction of NOx by 30%. So the Miller cam, conventional cam, so the combustion pressure goes down also. So lesser ang combustion pressure, so lesser ang NOx emission. So may sacrifice talaga, they sacrifice something. Air temperature in cylinders goes down and then NOx also goes down. Another one they do is using the two-stage turbocharger to lower down the NOx. It creates higher boost pressure to achieve required air supply. So if you want to use this Miller, you require increased charge air pressure, so you have to use two-stage turbocharger also to increase the higher boost pressure on your air supply. Okay, another one they do to lower the NOx is using a charged air humidification, or HAM for other manufacturers. They call it HAM. Okay, so this is a turbocharger compressor, and then water air is enters into the system, and then water injection 130 to 135 bar of water injection. So injected water is evaporated, and hot air after compressor is cooled to a saturation point. So you cool down the charged air, and then heat from cooling water is reduced, and then non-evaporated water is captured in the water mist catcher and recirculated. So water mist catcher remove the um, condensed water, and then you lower down the saturated air 40 to 70 degrees Celsius, max moisture air. So 40 degrees is the limit. So to prevent moisture in the air. So humidification of the air is controlled by maintaining the scavenged air temperature between 40 to 70 degrees Celsius. So water in saturated air reduces the peak temperature, as water has a higher heat carrying capacity than air. So around 60% NOx reduction is achieved by this method, and Tier 2 can be achieved if you use this technology. So the function principle, so we have a pump here, and then engine, compressor going to a HAM unit, of the engine. So some of the HAM, they use filtered salt water is pumped to the catch tank to replace evaporated and purged loop water. The HAM system itself cycles water in a loop between the catch tank and the humidification tower. So some uses seawater in this one. That's a good idea. So but they have this heat exchanger between the catch tank and the HAM vessel heats the salt water using an on-engine heat source. 3 injection stages spray the heated salt water into the charged air. At the same time, the compressed charged air from the exhaust turbocharger bypasses the charged air cooler and is piped into the HAM vessel or so due to the high loop capacity of the water, all particles fall back in the catch tank. The catch tank in here. Over a certain salinity level are purged. There's no salt, but the salt water can enter the engine. So there is a mist catcher to prevent water or droplets going to the combustion chamber. So that's it for the charged air humidification. So the purpose is just injecting water to cool down the as water has a higher heat carrying capacity than air, so around 60% NOx reduction. Another technology they use is water in oil emulsification. Introducing water to the fuel lowers the combustion temperature due to water evaporation. By evaporation of the water, the surrounding fuel is vaporized, increasing the surface area of the fuel. A lower temperature and better fuel distribution are leading to a lower formation of NOx. Okay, so we have here the tank going to a heater, and the circulating pump going to a homogenizer. So in the homogenizer, there is water, this one, emulsion, ultrasonic transducers, fuel, and water. So fuel and water is mixed into this one, into the homogenizer. So they use emulsion and ultrasonic transducers to combine both. And then there's also a pump in here that mixes both the water and fuel. And then that water and fuel will be used to the engine here on the side pala. So from the tank going to the supply tank, they will go to a homogenizer, going to the circulating pump, and then preheater to the engine, and then the return is here, recirculation. Okay. So a lower temperature and better fuel distribution are leading to a lower formation of NOx. So this water and fuel This will not affect the our cylinder liner lubrication, because this one will be injected during the combustion or during the top dead center, almost top dead center, before top dead center. So the lubrication in the liner will not be affected by this one. So this is an example of a water in oil emulsification. So we have discussed this diagram, but without the emulsifier. So with this one, they have this emulsifier, this one, fuel water emulsion control. So they add fuel fresh water supply to our fuel oil system. So in this, so settling tank, we usually remove water. Purifier, we remove water, right? But in here, we put another water. So there's always sacrifice, so to lower down the NOx. Next, we have here direct water injection. So you can use the emulsifier, mix water into the fuel system, or you can have a direct water injection. So this is your fuel in here. Fuel in here. And then water is in here. So if you inject fuel, you inject also water. Water is fed to the cylinder head at high pressure, 210 bar. The flow fuse acts as a safety device, shutting off the water flow into the cylinder if the water needle gets stuck. Water injection timing and duration is electronically controlled. Direct water injection can achieve 50 to 60% NOx reduction attaining tier 2. So this is the tip of the injector. We have two for the water and the fuel. Okay, another way to lower down the NOx is using the SCR, selective catalytic reduction. So SCR converts NOx into nitrogen and water. So you just put, when exhaust gas goes in, you inject urea. Urea is NH2, and then with the flow mixer, and then there is a soot blowing. For the soot blowing is used for cleaning this one, the catalytic element. But if you are we don't usually use all the time the soot blowing, only once, or depends on the manufacturer. So it's just for cleaning. So we have here the exhaust gas goes to a catalytic element and then exhaust gas out. And then we measure the NOx in the outlet from the inlet, and then if there is no change, so we inject more urea injection. So urea NH2 CO carbon monoxide solution is injected in the exhaust gases. With the use of a catalyst, ammonia NH3 is created that reacts with the NOx, thereby producing nitrogen gas and water. So this is a selective catalytic reduction. Exhaust gas in, NOx emission, and then you inject a CONH2-2 times 5 H2O, 40% urea solution, and then you have this NH3. In the SCR reactor, the NO is combined where nitrogen is removed, nitrogen gas and water is removed. So there is no more nitrogen. So from the engine, exhaust goes in. There is a dosing unit in here. They will dose the amount of urea, mixing injection unit in here, going to a reactor, and then the exhaust gas goes out, cleaned from nitrogen oxide. And a soot blowing unit for cleaning the reactor. Another one. Only the main engine have the SCR. Okay. And then scrubber, SCR plus scrubber. So SCR for the NOx, scrubber for the SOx. Operation of SCR. For effective operation, the minimum exhaust gas temperature should be around 300 degrees Celsius to 360 degrees Celsius. So I have tried an engine going up to 400 degrees Celsius. So if you lower it down, it is the most effective operation for SCR. At lower temperatures, NH3 slip and reaction with sulfur oxides can occur. So in two-stroke engine, exhaust gas temperature may be too low. SCR is placed upstream of turbocharger, high pressure. SCR is placed after turbocharger for low pressure. Urea is used in marine application due to safety, health, and environmental hazards of NH3. Urea is mixed with fresh water before injection. With the use of SCR, tier 3 can be attained. So this has higher NOx removal because you can attain tier 3 using SCR. Operation of SCR. So maximum 44. 4% sulfur content. Of exhaust temperature 300 to 350, and here minimum temperature for SCR operation. You cannot lower it down. This is the minimum temperature. Okay, another type of SCR is the high pressure SCR. In the high pressure SCR, exhaust gas goes in here, going to a reactor, compensator, vaporizer, mixer of the chemical or the urea, and then SCR reactor, going out here, SCR reactor, and then this is exhaust gas going to the turbocharger to run the turbocharger. So for high pressure SCR, it is usually combined before the turbocharger, right? So for low pressure SCR, this is high pressure SCR. So we have a soot blower. For a low pressure SCR, we have here the exhaust goes to the exhaust gas boiler, exhaust gas receiver, going to the turbocharger. This is the bypass, and then we have a reactor in here, one, and then vaporizer SCR, and then going to the funnel. So the low pressure SCR is after the turbocharger. SCR after the turbocharger. The high pressure SCR is SCR before the turbocharger. Okay. Selective catalytic reduction. This is an example. We have a SCR reactor in here. Ammonia bind here. Okay. Selective catalytic reduction. This is an example of a selective catalytic reduction. Ammonia mass flow control. Ammonia surge tank. Okay, another type of technology they use is the exhaust gas recirculation. So the majority of nitrogen oxide is formed thermally at a rate that is mainly dependent on the temperature during combustion. The thermal NO formation is significant at 1200 degrees Celsius and rises exponentially above 1500 degrees Celsius. The amount of oxygen gas available at the time the combustion gas is exposed to a sufficiently high temperature are important factors. So what they do in the EGR lowers the oxygen content and increases the heat capacity of the charged air. So the mixture of fresh air and recirculated exhaust lowers the peak combustion temperature, resulting in lowering the formation of nitrogen oxide. With EGR, tier 3 level can be attained. So you sacrifice oxygen and then you put exhaust gas recirculation. This is exhaust gas recirculation on the side of the engine installed. So we have EGR here. So we have here the from the scrubber, we have an exhaust in that one. So that exhaust will go to a cooler, water mist catcher by a blower, and then entering your engine. Mix cooler, water mist catcher also, and then the exhaust will run the turbocharger going to the outlet, and some of the exhaust will be recirculated. The pre-scrubber for cleaning and another big scrubber for cleaning to prevent dirt from going back into the intake air. Usually they could also add nitrogen oxide if they want. So since it in this scrubber, they can also put a CR in here. Okay, we have here the IAPP certificate, International Air Pollution Prevention Certificate. So this is a certificate used, and then this will be checked by authorities if your ship is compliant to the air pollution prevention. And then we have also the EIAPP certificate and record, the Engine International Air Pollution Prevention Certificate. So this is a certification in which you are approved with air pollution prevention. Your engine is approved. And then record of construction technical file means of verification, we have also here. This is always checked by the port state and other authorities. NOx technical code. A technical file is a record containing all details of parameters, including component settings of an engine, which may include the NOx emission of the engine. Components are those interchangeable parts which influence the NOx emission performance, identified by their design or parts number. If you will replace some things, some parts that is part of the NOx emission performance, so you have to make a record on this one. And like for this one, you have technical, you have to record this if you will replace these parts of the engine with a nozzle. Okay, so that's it. So this is a ship container. Okay, so up next, our next video will be discussing about WESP and CCS system also. Okay, so I hope you learned something today on our NOx emission reduction innovation technologies, and I hope to see you on our next video, part 3. Okay, bye bye.